Hi everybody! As you can see from the title, I am doing a tutorial for a 0 to 3 month old baby dress. Now, this is my first ever tutorial, so hopefully by the end, if you have any suggestions or advice for me to improve my tutorial videos for the future, please let me know. I know that this probably isn't the best tutorial ever since it is my first, but if you ever have any questions, just send those questions down in the comments below and then I will answer them the best that I can. But anyways, so this is the dress that we're going to be doing today. And I know for those of you who watched my last video, you saw the one that was crocheted in the color berry. And then here's the back. And I got these two little buttons here. So essentially what you'll need for this tutorial is, if you're not going to be using the same yarn and size as me and you just want to go based off of your own size, you will need to get a fabric measuring tape and you are going to be measuring up to 34 centimeters. But this is a very basic pattern to where you can adjust it quite easily. The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook or a size D or 3. And then the yarn that I used for this dress is the Yarn Bee Glint of Glam yarn, and it is a size 3 yarn. So if you are looking to get a different yarn for this project, you can go ahead and find a size 3 yarn. And then you are going to need your typical little scissors to cut your ends, and then a little yarn needle. And for the size buttons, you want a 1/4 inch button. If you're curious about what button that I used, I got it at Hobby Lobby. It is the Sueology. I'm going to read you off the little number that has here in the corner. It's 378513. That is the code number for the specific button that I used for this tutorial, and is originally $2.99. Although if you shop at Hobby Lobby, you know you can get 40% off with the coupon. But anyways, let's get right to this tutorial. Alright, so if you're using the same yarn as me, you're going to chain 92, or you're going to use a fabric measuring tape, and you're going to chain until you get to 34 centimeters. So to start off, you're going to make a slip knot. I know that usually people wrap around their fingers to make a loop and pull through like that to make a slip knot. I do it this way in case anybody wants to learn a new way. I actually take my hook, loop it over, yarn over, and then pull through, and that's how I get my slip knot. But it's whatever way you prefer. But you're going to go ahead and start chaining to 92 chains, or until you get to 34 centimeters. I'll meet you back once I get there. Alright, now that we've got a chain of 92, you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do a single crochet second loop from the hook, and if you watch my review video, I've talked about how you got to really watch those strands and making sure that you're grabbing all of them. But anyways, you're going to continue doing single crochets all the way down to the very end in every single chain. So I'll meet you back once we reach the end. Alright, so you should have a row of single crochets that add up to 92 single crochets. And now that we're at the end, usually when you start a row that starts with a double crochet, you would chain 3 and then double crochet in that first stitch. Now I'm going to show you what I do when I start off. It's a little trick that we're going to be using in this tutorial if you want to try it out. If you're not really comfortable with it, then just continue on with the chain 3. But what you would do is, so since we're all the way at the end here, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, you're going to insert your hook in that very first stitch here, yarn over, pull through, and just like a single crochet, you're going to yarn over, pull through both loops, then you're going to chain 1. That is going to be your first double crochet in this row. So now you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to skip 3 single crochets and double crochet in that 4th one. So yarn over, insert your hook into that 4th single crochet, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's the beginning. That's how it should look. Now you're going to chain 3. Once again, skip 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to double crochet into that 4th one. And you're going to repeat this till close to the end, so I'll meet you back once I reach close to about here. If you'd like, pause the video so that way you can catch up. I will see you here in just a second. Alright, so we're right here at the end of this row, and I bet you notice that it is only 7 single crochet left when you get to this spot right here. Now don't worry, if it really bothers you, you can always go back and do multiples of 4, but I don't really mind. Then again, when I made this pattern, I was in a rush to finish the project since I only had a limited amount of time. So you're going to chain 3, skip 3, and double crochet into the 4th. And since we only have 3 single crochets left, you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to double crochet into that very last stitch. Now this very next row is just going to be single crochet, but you're going to be doing increases. We're going to start making it so that way this will start to curve. Now you're just going to chain 1, turn your work, and basically what you're going to be doing is you will do a single crochet at the top of every double crochet in this row, but for every space, now since this is only 2 chain in this one space right here, you're going to add a single crochet. So instead of 2 single crochet into this space, you're going to do 3 single crochet. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and 3 single crochet. And then you're going to do the 1 single crochet at the top of this double crochet. And now that we're at a chain 3 space, instead of doing 3 single crochet, we're going to do 4 single crochet. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, and 4 single crochet. And then again, single crochet into the top of that double crochet. And then you're going to continue on to the very end. I will meet you once I get there. You can pause this video at every single round so that way we keep up with each other. Alright, so now that we're at the end of the row, if you did the invisible double crochet that I showed, you're probably wondering how you're going to do the last single crochet. Now what I do is I don't go through just the first loop, but there's a second loop right back here, if you can see it or not. There's the first loop, there's the second. I know it's a little hard or tricky to do. Now if this seems to cause you trouble, you can just do another single crochet within that space and leave it be. But you should have one loop underneath your hook and then 2 loops on top. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops. And then to start off the next row, you are actually going to chain 2, turn your work, and you are going to yarn over, and you're doing a front post, or not front post, I believe this is called a back post, double crochet. But basically you would put your hook behind double crochet. Let me show you again. Take your hook, put it right behind, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through last 2. And I'm pretty sure it's a front post, but it might be a back post. I never really learned these terms. I just learned visually. So you may be that kind of person like me where I really gotta see it. But you're going to yarn over, and you want to try to avoid that first stitch, because that first stitch is that double crochet, and we just worked that first stitch with this front post. So you're going to double crochet into that second one that you see, ignore the first one, go into this next one, which I got to make sure too. It can be really tricky to notice if it's actually the one that you're working in or not. So it may look like this one, but it's actually this one right here. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through last 2. That's your first double crochet in that one little space. And then you're going to do an increase. So what that means is in the second one, you are going to do 2 double crochets into that one space. Get some more yarn here. And then you're going to just do 2 more double crochets, not in the same space, but a double crochet. Move on to the next space, another double crochet. So once again, we're starting to increase even more just to get that curve going for the dress. And now that we're at our next stitch, which is going to be that front post, again, you're going to yarn over, put your hook through the back here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through last 2. Again, just to repeat, you do not want to go into that one, that first one that you see, because that is the stitch that you just worked in. So you want to go into that next one, which is right here, and do a double crochet. And then in the second one is where you're going to increase. So it's going to be 2 double crochets into that second space. And then you're going to do 2 double crochet. So here's the first double crochet. Move on to the next space. There's your second double crochet. And you're going to continue this on doing the front post, double crochet, increase with 2 double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. If you need to, you can rewind and watch again. Once you reach the end, I will meet you right there. Alright, so now that we're down here to the last space here, you're going to do a front post double crochet. And then what you're going to do is obviously go into not this one, but this second stitch right here and do a double crochet. Ooh, got cut up on a loop. Let's do that again so that way I don't have that loop exposed. Sometimes I can't tell if it's part of this actual loop or not. It is, so I'm going to fix that up. And then you're going to increase in the next one. So first double crochet and then second double crochet into that space. And then you are going to double crochet into the next space. Then you're going to yarn over and you're still going to do a front post double crochet. Just like that. And as you notice, it's actually starting to curve really well. And that's how it should look so far. Now on to the next row, it's just going to be basically single crochets. So you're going to chain one, turn your work, insert your hook into that first stitch, which is the front post double crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then there's your single crochet. And then you're just going to single crochet in every stitch all the way to the very end. So I will meet you there once you reach the end with me. Alright, so I've done all my single crochets other than this last one, so I'm going to finish it off right here in the last stitch. And then if you look it over, you're going to see that it curves real nicely. But what you're going to do for the next round is you're going to chain two, turn your work, and then what we're going to be doing is a front post treble crochet. So what you would do is you'd loop over 2 times, and then you're going to insert your hook right behind that last front post double crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you're going to be doing 5 double crochets in each of these stitches coming up. And remember, don't go into that first stitch right here because this is the first stitch of the round. So you're going to go to this next one right here. Double crochet, that's the first one. Second double crochet. Third double crochet. Fourth double crochet. And 5th double crochet. And then once again, you're going to loop over twice. Insert your hook right behind that front post double crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through last 2. And then once again, don't go into that stitch right here because that is the stitch that we just worked on. And go into the next one, and you're going to do 5 double crochet. And then you're just going to repeat this by doing 5 double crochet and then a treble front post. There we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. Gotta remember to do 2 loops. And once you get to the very end, I will meet you right there. Alright guys, quick note, I accidentally deleted the last clip that I recorded, but all it was after that front post treble crochet plus 5 double crochet, you would do a round of single crochet, which is what I'm finishing up right here, is the round of single crochet in every stitch. The way that you would start that round is just like any regular single crochet round. You would chain 1, turn your work, and then single crochet in every stitch. So if you would like to pause right now, and then once you reach the end where I am right now at the very last stitch, and meet me back right here. But I'm going to continue on to our next step right here, which is I have to do my last single crochet for the round. And then we're going to be working alongside here. Now we should end up with 10 single crochets on the side. I'm doing 1 single crochet per single crochet round, and then 2 single crochet per double crochet / treble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1, and right here, right where we did our last single crochet, I'm going to insert my hook, and I'm going to do my single crochet. Got to get all those strands in there. So right in there. And then we're going to work on our next round. And if you can't really tell like where to put your stitches, just try to evenly distribute it until you get to 10 single crochet. I'm kind of eyeballing it myself. So here's 1, 2, so that's 3 all together so far. I'm going to try to make sure you're getting about 2 loops so that way it's more secure, because if you only get it through 1 loop, it's going to stretch a bit. So here's 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9, and then this last one, I don't have 2 loops that I can go through, or maybe I do. I could enter. I'm going to enter into these 2 loops and single crochet my 10th single crochet. And we're going to be, this part right here is just so we can make the holes for our buttons. So I'm going to single crochet once, or not single crochet, but chain 1, turn my work, and then I am going to single crochet into that first stitch, chain 1, skip a single crochet and go into the next, so single crochet into that second one right here. And then you're going to single crochet 5 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to chain 1, skip that stitch, and single crochet into that last stitch. Now you can adjust this to based on how big your buttons are. My buttons are not that big, so they can slip through this hole pretty nicely. Plus I wanted to make sure that the buttons don't have a chance of slipping out too much. But now that we've gotten to this side, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, single crochet into that first stitch. Then you're going to single crochet into that chain 1 space, continue single crocheting, oop, I missed a thread there, so I have to go back real quick. And again, single crochet into that chain 1 space. And then single crochet into that last one. Whoop. And there you have your 2 little buttonholes right there. And what you're going to do is tie off. I seem to have forgotten my little scissors, but basically I chain 1 and then I am going to cut my yarn and I will just pull this out and it'll leave a knot right there. But I will meet you back in just a second. Go ahead and tie off. Alright, so I already recorded this part, but I had to start all over because I realized I put the buttons on the wrong side. But I'm going to show you real quick, because I saved the yarn, is I looped my buttons. I got the ones with a loop on the back, and I already looped it into my yarn. You can use a little threader. I believe you can get them in like a sewing section. I don't know what they're called, but it basically helps you. It's a little tool that helps you put the thread through the needle. So you can use that in order to get the yarn through any of these little loops if you have buttons like mine. You don't have to add the buttons like I'm about to. You can wait till the very end, but I prefer to do it this way. So I'm going to grab my yarn. And you want to start on the wrong side. So the part that doesn't have the front post stitches here up in the front, you want to start on the wrong side. And you're going to take your crochet needle and go into that first round of single crochet that we had. You're going to pull that yarn through and join it. Chain 1. Insert your hook and single crochet. And I'm going to keep my yarn right along the side so that way I can crochet it within my work. That way I don't have an extra end to take care of at the very end. But like before, you want 10 single crochet all across, so that's what I'm going to do, is do 10 single crochet. So here's crochet number 2, number 3, enter into here, number 4, 5, 6, whoop, didn't catch that yarn very well, 7, 8, 9, and then inserting my hook into this very last round over here. Make sure that end is in there as well. And do my 10th single crochet. And then you're going to chain 1. Turn your work. Then you're going to single crochet into that very first stitch. Now you're going to bring up your first button. You want to make sure that button is underneath the hook. Let me try to give you the best visual on it. So as you can see, the yarn's right there. You want to right over. You're going to take your hook and go into the next stitch. Try to look to make sure that I'm getting into the right one. Pull your yarn through. And you can make it nice and tight. Single crochet. And then we're going to continue single crocheting. Whoop. All right, and now you're going to wait till you get to these last 2. Now again, since we're at the last two, we're going to bring that button forward. Make sure it's underneath the hook. Single crochet into that next stitch. And then you're going to single crochet into the very last stitch. And then you're going to chain one. Turn your work around. And then you're going to single crochet all the way to the end. Make sure your yarn doesn't get caught on your buttons if your buttons are like mine. All right, since the way that I did it, and I didn't realize my mistake until I cut off my yarn, I could just tie off this yarn right now, but I think I am going to join it so that way I can just continue on without having to have another end. So you can do any preferred way that you like to if you make mistakes like me, because everyone makes mistakes. And how do you guys like to join your yarn if you ever have to do this? I prefer to do this double knot. So I'm going to tighten this one, tighten this side, and then I pull them together. Give it a nice tug, make sure it's not slipping. And then I am going to take my scissors, snip off those ends. All right, and then what we're gonna do next is we're actually going to button our work. So you're gonna take your buttons and just insert them into their little designated holes. This is just to help see like where to join everything. All right. So we are going to join these two by, you want to join just about where we started. It seems like there was a little loop that got loose here. You want to join it right where we started our single crochet rows here. So just go right underneath. And we may have somebody interrupting if he finds a way up here. My cat Zuko seems to be interested in what I'm doing. But oh, we have somebody interrupting us. Let's hope that he just sits there and be good. I'm sorry for the interruption, guys. But I single crochet to kind of join these two together. And you're going to single crochet 15 times. So that was our first one. 2. Oh, Zuko, you need to go somewhere else. You can't be interrupting like this, or lay down. I'm sorry, guys, so much for my cat interrupting. Let me just put him down for a second. All right, camera shaking and everything. I apologize. So that was only our second one, so let's go into that third. And then hopefully this knot, and this knot should be hidden as we crochet along. I know it's going to pop out for the first time around. Let's hopefully that I can cover it up as I crochet. Sometimes you have to adjust the tightness of your stitch too to make it really sit still. So there, I just tightened up my stitches. As you can tell, my wonderful cat decided that he wanted to come back again. Unfortunately, I can't just lock him out of the room. But there we go. There's 4. But you get the idea. You just want to do 15 single crochets. So we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, so now we're going to chain 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then, if I remember correctly, which I'm going to pause the video for a second so that way I can double make sure on how many stitches you have to count in order to get it even. So I'll be right back. All right, so I double checked, and you're going to want to count out 39 single crochet. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the one that we did our chain in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So then you're going to go to the stitch next after 39, so into the 40th, you're going to single crochet, and then you're going to do 29 more single crochet. So I'll be right back with you as soon as I single crochet 29 more times. All right, so I already crocheted 29 more times. And now I'm going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then once again, I am going to, correct that better, count out 39 single crochet and then single crochet into that 40th. So I'll be right back. You go ahead and count with me as well, and we will start single crocheting once more once we get to that 39th single crochet. All right, so I'm over here at my 39th single crochet. So I'm going to enter my hook into that 40th, so the one right after the 39th, and do a single crochet. And then we're just going to continue crocheting till the end. Six, counting in my head at the moment. And then you're going to want to single crochet right along this edge here as well. So don't forget to add in. So I already got to this point. And this point, it doesn't really matter how much because it all depends on If you want your skirt really frilly, you're going to add more as we do the next round. Let's see. All right. So by adding on to the edge, because we crocheted about 14 and we added about 4 more stitches, so that made it 18. We are going to slip stitch into that very first single crochet that we did for this round. And next up, we are actually going to do that invisible double crochet where you chain 1. You're going to insert your hook, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, chain. And then you're going to double crochet in these. Now you can, this is the part where you really don't have to follow me completely. Just kind of get the basics down of increasing. The more that you add for the double crochet, the more that you're going to get. I never really counted either when I did this pattern for this part, but you can go by the multiples of how much there is. So if you think about it, we have 18 plus 15, that is 23. 23 plus the 30 that we had on the other side is 53. And then since we did 2 15 chains, that's another 30. So it's 83. So if you wanted to, you could do, let's say, you could do 2 double crochet and then an increase. You can even increase in every stitch if you wanted to, if you really wanted that frilly. For me, I am going to do 1 regular double crochet, then increase. I'm going to do my double crochet, and then my increase. So go right on ahead and do the increases that you would like to do, and then I'll meet you right at the end. Right now the stitch count doesn't really matter, like I said, so I will meet you as soon as we get back to here. In case you're worried about it, for the 15 chain space, just treat it like any other space that we've done before where you would do your increase. So since we have 15 chains, treat it like the single crochet. Since I'm doing my double crochet increase, I'm going to, so for the first of the 15, I'm doing my double crochet. And then for the second, I am doing my increase. And if you don't even want to bother counting, then just try to fill it the way that you feel that it needs to be filled. Like I said, the count doesn't really matter. But if you want to kind of keep track, you can just keep count of your stitches and making sure that you're doing the increases based on the amount that you have available in that space. But continue on and I will meet you back at right at that end. Alright, so I reached the end and I did the increases that I wanted to do for this dress. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put my hook right into that space there and slip stitch to join. And once again, I'm going to do the invisible double crochet by chaining 1, pulling the yarn through, single crochet, chain 1. And this part, you are just going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and chain into the next with a double crochet. So chain 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet. And you're going to continue this to the very end. Now, obviously, based on your increases, it might not add up to a multiple of 2, like this stitch would be right here. But if that happens to where your double crochet ends up on this last stitch and you only have 1 stitch left after that, you can still chain 1, you just won't skip a stitch, you would just do a double crochet after that. So I will meet you back right at the end to show you what we're going to be doing, and the next round will actually end up being the biggest part of all, which is the V-stitch skirt. So I'll meet you right back as soon as you make it to the end. Alright, so I end up in that situation that I was just talking about where I only have 1 stitch left, but I just did a double crochet. So like I said, if you end up in the situation where there's only 1 stitch left, you're still going to chain 1, and then you're just going to double crochet right into that chain, or not chain, but stitch. And then you're going to chain 1, and then slip stitch into that space. So now we're going to be moving on to our V stitches. Now, the way that I'm going to do this, we're going to be working our V stitches into these chain 1 spaces, but to start off, we're going to be doing the invisible double crochet, and I'm going to show you how it works out. So like usual, you're going to chain 1, but you're not going to start off in that specific chain space that you just started in. You're actually going to go into the one behind. So you're going to go into that space behind, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. And then you are going to double crochet into the next space, chain 1, and double crochet into that space again. Once in a while I gotta watch for those strands with this yarn. So let's do that again. We're not going to chain anywhere in between the V-stitch, between each V-stitch. So we're going to double crochet into the next space, chain 1, double crochet in the same space, then moving on to the next chain 1 space. So we're going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into that same space. And you're going to continue this all the way until the end, so I will meet you back here as soon as you get there with me. Alright, so I am right here at the end, and I have 2 spaces left, one with nothing and then the other with that first invisible double crochet. So I am going to go ahead and do this V-stitch right here. And then all I gotta do for this next one is you're gonna double crochet, chain 1, insert your hook into that space there, and slip stitch. And take note about what I'm about to do, because you're going to be doing this for every round for the next 17 rounds, sorry. Although you can make this any length that you want. I'm going to be doing 17 more rounds. But what you're going to be doing next in order to continue this V-stitch round is you're going to chain 1. And like before, you're going to not go into the next space, but go into the space behind. Pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and chain 1. And then you're going to move on to the next V-stitch space. And you want to go in between right where that chain 1 space is. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Get some more yarn. And then once again, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So go ahead and do this for 17 more rounds, and I will meet you back to let you, or to show you how to do the border at the very end of the dress. Alright guys, so I didn't exactly do 18 rows of the V-stitch, but I did 17 instead just because I don't think I have enough yarn. The first dress that I made in the berry color didn't have such as wide of a skirt as I am doing with this one, so I reduced it down 1 row. But I am going to finish off this row real quick. And then for this next row, this is going to be what we're doing for the border, for the very end of the dress. So you are actually going to chain 1, and you're not going to go into that loop behind. You're actually going to go underneath that stitch right here that's right underneath it, and we're going to do that invisible double crochet, and then you're going to chain 3. And then what we're doing is we're doing double crochets in between each V-stitch. Now I'm not talking about inside the V, but outside the V. So we're going to go right in between these 2 V-stitches and do a double crochet. Whoop. Messed that up. Let me fix that real quick. And then we're going to chain 3. Put a double crochet into this next space in between these V-stitches. Chain 3. And again, we're going in between the V-stitches with a double crochet. So go ahead and go around like this, and I will meet you back right at the end. Alright, so now that we're at the very end for this round, you are just going to do your chain 3, and then you are going to slip stitch at the very top of that invisible double crochet. And then what you're going to do, you're once again going to do the invisible double crochet, and then you're going to do 3 double crochet in each chain space. So 2, 3, so there's 3 double crochet in that space, and then you're going to do a double crochet on the top of that double crochet, 3 double crochet in the chain 3 space, and you're just going to continue this on to the very end. So I will see you once you get back to right here. Alright, so now that we're at the very end of this, we are just going to finish it off. I'm going to be doing my 3 double crochet in this space here. And then I am going to slip stitch to join. And you can finish it off here if you have enough yarn. You could also border it off with just like a slip stitch all around, or even a single crochet. It's up to you, but you don't necessarily need anything else. I don't know if I have enough yarn, but I also don't feel the need to do a border for this dress, so I am actually just going to cut it off. And now all you really gotta do is weave in the ends. And there is your baby dress. I do a clip to get a closer look on this dress. So we'll start at the top here. And then here we have our little armholes. And then look how shiny it is. I really love this yarn, guys. And then let's flip it over to the back here. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you would like to be notified when I upload a new video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification button as well. It'll let you know anytime that I upload any new videos. And my yarn review is going to be recorded today, so make sure you keep a lookout. It should be uploaded either today, same day as this video comes out, or tomorrow. Anyways, thank you for watching.